The bigger, the better, or so do most people say. And why wouldn't they? An ice cream or a hamburger of unimaginable sizes is always welcome for anyone who loves fast food. However, what many may not have taken into consideration is that not all things in giant size are pleasant, much less if they're strange creatures or animals. And the internet is full of this type of video. You don't believe us? Then the best thing is that you get comfortable in your seat and prepare to see those 5 mysterious sightings of giant creatures. After seeing them, you'll draw your own conclusions. But before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With that being said, let's begin. Number 5. Beast in the Sewers. If you're not a reptile fan, you shouldn't keep going. What you're about to see is not suitable for the heart, much less for someone too sensitive. On the contrary, if you're the kind of person who doesn't mind watching this type of creature, or you just feel very brave today, then you can go ahead. We don't know if the images we're going to show you next are the product of the curiosity of the human being or a strange coincidence. However, whatever it is, the man responsible for recording every detail of the mysterious animal that was hidden under the sewers of that area deserves worthy admiration. What do you think? The bright eyes may be because of the brightness that was reflected in the camera. This person managed to film what appears to be an alligator hiding under the sewers of all the houses in the community. The video doesn't show much more than what we just mentioned, but we're sure that it deserved to be in our countdown. It's assumed that alligators inhabit lakes, rivers, and even swamps. Not every day you can see one of them under the aqueduct of your house. Although if that were to happen, we don't believe that starting to record the strange animal is the first thought that would cross your head. Their size can vary according to their species. But this time, you just need to take a look at the video leaked online to assume that the fearsome creature is big enough to scare more than one brave person. How could he get there? That is a question that for now, we can't answer. The person who was responsible for uploading the video on the internet didn't say anything else. And although many consider it a kind of visual production to attract attention, we can't deny the fact that the situation seems quite real. What do you think? Our planet is huge. The universe is even more so. We know that on more than one occasion, we'll find creatures as strange and mysterious as the one we've just seen. But if there's one thing we can be sure of, it's that you'll never want to think about the day when you have to come face to face with an animal like this. Number 4. Giant jellyfish. Do you like marine animals with unusual sizes? Maybe if it's a whale, a shark, or even a fish, we wouldn't be surprised if the answer is yes. But in this case, it's a giant jellyfish, or at least that's how several media outlets managed to popularize it. Would you like to know a little bit more about this creature? Well, in that case, pay attention. On April 25, 2012, an underwater camera in the United Kingdom managed to capture near a drilling platform a strange giant creature similar to a scaly bubble moving and throbbing under the waters. Although at first they tried to ignore it, it wasn't easy to do so. The dimensions and particular look this creature had drew the attention of more than one scientist. How about it? We're sure it was an impressive being, given that during that time it was the protagonist in the many reports telling the story. However, as in any mysterious discovery, there were many people who were inclined to reject the proposals that some researchers tried to give. After all, as they said, it could be just an organic plastic bag, because the movements that are seen in the recording are repeated in a hexagonal way. But isn't that the typical movement in jellyfish? Other people, on the other hand, claim this gelatin-like creature could also be part of the remains of a whale placenta. What do you think? Getting into detail to show all the theories that were generated from this video would take us a lot of time. Not to mention, you probably don't want to hear each one of those details. However, we leave you the last word. Go ahead and tell us in the comments. Don't you think the creature looks too big to be a simple plastic bag? Do you think the placenta of a whale can have this peculiar shape and resemble a jellyfish? Maybe it's just as gelatinous, but we should see one of them to be able to have a proper answer. The truth is that despite how strange and mysterious this creature can be, the images captured by the underwater camera are fabulous. Whether it's truly a jellyfish or not, we believe we're facing a creature never seen before. And we're sure the curiosity about this will remain valid for a long time. Number 3. Giant anaconda. We're sure that at least 80% of all people around the world hate snakes. What do you think? Come on, it's not necessary for you to play brave. This type of reptile is not the most attractive of them all. However, if you can't bear to see any of them in their natural form, can you imagine coming across one the size of a truck? Yes, we're being serious right now. And even if you don't believe it, several years ago, several workers managed to catch a giant anaconda in the Brazilian jungle. The event took place after an explosion occurred in a cave in Altamira, in the Brazilian state of Pará, where the men were digging. This could have caused fear in the animal, a fear that prompted it to come out of its snake hole, surprising most of the people who were there when they found it dead and rolled around an excavator. According to the spectators, surprised at the sighting of this giant creature, the snake measured approximately 10 meters long. Can you believe it? The workers were in the obligation of chaining the huge anaconda onto a crane to be able to lift it, since its weight was around 400 kilograms. Incredible, right? We're sure you wouldn't have been so brave if it were you that had to face this strange creature. And although the snake was already dead when the workers found it, the shock wasn't tiny. After all, you don't always have the opportunity or the misfortune of coming across this type of creature. What would you have done if you'd been in those men's position? Starting to scream like a child wouldn't have been the solution, we're completely sure of that. At least the workers left their fears aside and dedicated themselves to record that incredible discovery, so that in future generations there would be evidence of what they once found. Number 2. Mysterious fog. What is the strangest thing you have seen when traveling on the road with your family? This time, it's not a rare animal or a person with psychological problems that acts like they have dementia just to scare you. Traveling by car can be quite pleasant if you know how to use the time and the narrow space. Or you can also just comfortable and take a nap and wake up to find out that you've reached your destination sooner than you thought. However, the person responsible for recording this video didn't do any of those things. If he had done it, maybe he wouldn't have taken the shock of his life. But anyway, we all have free will, don't we? In short, what began as a daily road trip for this man became one of the strangest and most inexplicable days of his life. If you look closely, the car is covered in a dense fog. In the blink of an eye, the person holding the camera moves the lens and there is a strange and gigantic creature in the distance. It is only a shadow, but anyone would immediately realize it's not something from this world. What do you think? With long legs that look like they were taken from a robotic experiment and bangs waving against the wind, this creature generated controversy in a large number of social networks. They thought that it has only been a montage to become viral, as it usually is in most cases. It seems like a theory that many people claim. However, there are still faithful believers who are surprised at this type of recording and share them so everyone can tag along in their amazement. What do you think? Do you consider yourself a part of the group of people who reject this recording as a complete farce? Or on the contrary, do you think that a completely different universe to ours is living in our world? Whatever it is, the truth is that it's still a mystery. And as generating controversy has never been our intention, we'll let you have the final word on this matter. Number 1. Giant squid. Have you ever believed in the existence of this mythical creature? Known by some with the name of Kraken, thanks to the popular film Pirates of the Caribbean, some videos about possible sightings of a squid with incredible sizes have been published on the internet. And no, they don't look at all like the one Johnny Depp faces in a scene from the film. Fortunately, there's still no creature with that kind of dimensions. And if they ever published it on the internet, it most likely would be a fraud. On this occasion, having earned the golden spot in our top 5, we have the first live giant squid caught on video near the port city of Toyama, Japan. How about that? Believe it or not, this orange and white creature was seen swimming next to the moorings of a boat in Toyama Bay on the west coast of that country. And as we said before, the most incredible thing about this finding was the enormous size of the squid. According to scientists, it's the largest registered to date. This squid is more than 4 meters long and weighs almost a ton. Can you believe it? Maybe it can't compete with the real Kraken appearing in the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. But if there's one thing we're sure of, it's that you'll never find a creature in real life with the dimensions similar to the one captured in Japan. It's just a matter of watching the recording more carefully to realize it. The diver that submerges in the water to capture the video with greater clarity seems like an insect compared to the amazing size the squid has. He could even become its food. Fortunately, it's a creature that doesn't attack humans as cinema and television makes us believe in their films. However, keeping our distance to this type of mysterious and amazing animal is never a crazy idea. What do you think? Being able to watch such creatures in real life is a risk, but if your first impulse is to not run away, it would be nice if you could share at least some photos or videos of the unforgettable moment. Alright, Top 5ers, if you haven't already, make sure to visit our other channel, The Brilliant, for even more interesting list videos that'll blow your mind. But I'm warning you, the videos over on The Brilliant are extremely addicting to watch as well. There'll be a link in the description to the channel, so make sure to come and visit us. Or you can go to our latest video popping up on screen right now. Oh, and have you visited thefinestpost.com to enjoy the most amazing articles you'll ever get to read?